Welcome back to the channel. Have you ever held a penny in your hand and wondered, could this be worth a fortune? Well, buckle up, because today we're diving into the world of copper and zinc where a simple Lincoln 1-cent coin could make you a millionaire. Moneybag, that's right. Some rare pennies are worth not just hundreds or thousands, but millions of dollars. These coins are hiding in drawers, jars, and maybe even in your pocket right now. So stay tuned, hit that subscribe button, and let's uncover the top 5 most valuable rare USA Lincoln 1-cent coins that could change your life overnight. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of rare coins. In this video, we're uncovering the mystery and value behind one incredibly special coin, the 1987 Lincoln 1-cent penny. You might be surprised to learn that this small copper-plated coin from over 3 decades ago is now making waves in the coin collecting world, with one example reaching a staggering market value of $14,789. That's right, a single penny worth nearly $15,000. So grab your magnifying glass and settle in, because we're going on a journey through history, minting details, rare errors, and everything you need to know to see if you might have this valuable penny hiding in your spare change jar or tucked away in an old coin collection. Let's begin with some background. The Lincoln 1-cent penny has been in circulation since 1909, originally introduced to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Over the decades, this coin has gone through a number of design changes, composition adjustments, and mint mark variations. The 1987 Lincoln penny was struck at the Denver Mint, which is what the small d mint mark under the year stands for. In that year, the Denver Mint produced over 4.5 billion Lincoln pennies, making it one of the most common coins at the time. However, not all of these coins are created equal, and that's where this story gets interesting. While the vast majority of 1987 pennies are worth face value or just a few cents to collectors, a rare few have stood out due to unusual errors, pristine mint state conditions, and unique die characteristics, which dramatically increase their value in the eyes of collectors and numismatic experts. The 1987 Lincoln penny is part of the modern copper-plated zinc penny era. Starting in mid-1982, the U.S. Mint changed the composition of pennies from 95% copper to a core of 97.5% zinc with a thin plating of 2.5% copper. This reduced the cost of production but also introduced the potential for a variety of striking errors. Design-wise, the obverse side of the penny features the classic bust of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, a design that has been in place since 1909. The reverse side features the Lincoln Memorial, a design by Frank Gasparo that was used from 1959 to 2008. Key features to look out for on a 1987 penny include a clear and sharp D mint mark beneath the date, strong, well-defined strike with no wear or discoloration, a uniform copper tone without blotches or corrosion, any abnormalities like doubling, off-center strikes, or die breaks. Valuable error types found in 1987 pennies. Now, let's talk about what separates an ordinary 1987 penny from one that could make you thousands of dollars richer. It all comes down to rare mint errors and perfect condition grading. Some of the most valuable error types in 1987 pennies include double die obverse DDO. This occurs when the coin is struck by a die that has a doubled image. Look for doubling on Lincoln's eyes, lips, the date, and the words, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty." These errors can bring in hundreds or even thousands depending on the clarity. Off-center strikes. If the coin wasn't properly aligned during the minting process, it may be struck off-center. The more dramatic the misalignment, especially if part of the design is missing but the date is still visible, the more valuable the coin can be. Die cracks and cuds. A cud is a raised area on a coin where a piece of the die has broken off, while a die crack appears as a raised line. These are sought-after errors, especially when they're clearly visible and affect a large portion of the coin. Clipped planchet errors. This happens when the blank used to make the coin was improperly cut, resulting in a bite taken out of the coin's edge. These are rare and collectible. Wrong planchet strikes. In some super rare cases, a penny may be struck on a dime planchet or other wrong metal. These can be extremely valuable, sometimes fetching thousands of dollars at auction. Mint state and grading importance. Even without rare errors, condition plays a huge role in the value of any coin. Coins are graded on the Sheldon scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, uncirculated coin. A 1987 D penny in circulated condition may be worth just 1 cent, or maybe a few cents if it's in good shape. But one that's in mint state condition, especially graded MS67 or higher by PCGS or NGC, can reach values over $500 to $1,000. And here's the amazing part. One exceptionally rare 1987 D penny, graded MS68 red, with a rare die error, sold at auction for $14,789. Yes, that's almost $15,000 for a single modern penny. What made it so valuable? It had a combination of perfect surface condition, brilliant luster, vibrant red color, and a rare die anomaly that made it stand out as a one-of-a-kind find. How to find one and what to look for, you might be wondering. How can I find a 1987 D penny that's worth that kind of money? Here are a few tips. Check your change. Pennies are still widely circulated and often overlooked. You might already have one in your wallet, pocket, or coin jar. Use a magnifying glass. Carefully inspect the date, mint mark, and both sides for any doubling, cracks, misalignments, or other abnormalities. Check for color and shine. Look for pennies with a bright red copper tone and little to no wear. These are more likely to be in mint state. Weigh the coin. An error struck on the wrong planchet may have a slightly different weight than the standard 2.5 grams. Submit to a grading service. If you believe you've found a rare 1987 D penny, send it to a professional grading company like PCGS or NGC. Their certification can dramatically increase the value of your coin. In recent years, interest in modern Lincoln pennies has been growing. Collectors are now paying more attention to coins from the 1980s and 1990s, especially those with mint errors and high-grade conditions. As the demand rises and more people search for rare finds, the market value of standout coins like the 1987 D continues to climb. Auction houses, online marketplaces like eBay, and numismatic dealers are seeing more activity and competition over these modern era coins. That means now is the perfect time to go through your collection and see if you're sitting on a gold mine, or in this case, a $14,789 penny. So there you have it, the incredible story and potential value behind the 1987 D Lincoln penny. From billions of common coins to a rare, near-perfect specimen worth nearly 15 grand, this little copper-colored coin proves that treasure can truly be hiding in plain sight. Have you ever come across a 1987 D penny with unusual features or perfect shine? Drop a comment below and let us know. And if you learned something new or got excited about coin collecting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video about rare coins worth serious money. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy coin hunting! Hello and welcome back, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today's video is going to absolutely blow your mind, because we are diving deep into one of the most underrated and overlooked coins in circulation. You might even have this coin sitting in your pocket, your piggy bank, or tucked away in an old coin jar. Yes, we're talking about the 1987 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that might appear ordinary at first glance but could actually be worth as much as $13,477 if you've got the right one. So sit back, relax, and make sure you watch until the very end, because we're not only going to explore this coin's history, value, and rarity, but we're also going to tell you exactly what to look for so you can spot this hidden gem and possibly turn it into thousands of dollars. The history of the 1987 Lincoln penny. Let's begin with a bit of history. The Lincoln 1-cent coin, also known as the Lincoln penny, was first minted in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure, replacing the Indian head design that had been used previously. Fast forward to 1987. This year marked the 79th year of the Lincoln cent's circulation, and it continued to feature the familiar bust of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. On the reverse side, we had the iconic Lincoln Memorial designed by Frank Gasparo, which was in use from 1959 all the way through 2008. Now, The 1987 Lincoln penny was minted in large quantities, with over 4.4 billion coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which means they do not carry a mint mark. Coins from Philadelphia typically don't have a mint mark, and so these 1987 cents without any mint mark are considered standard. But here's where it gets interesting. Not all of these coins are created equal. While most of these pennies are worth only face value, a few exceptional examples can fetch thousands of dollars on the market, depending on condition, rarity, and certain era characteristics. Why the 1987 no mint mark penny can be worth a lot. So, what makes a 1987 no mint mark Lincoln penny worth $13 for 77? It all comes down to condition, rarity, and minting errors. Let's take a closer look at each of these factors. 1. Condition: great if your 1987 penny is in mint state condition, meaning it has never been circulated, has a strong strike, no wear, and retains its original luster. It can be worth much more than face value. Coins graded MS65, MS66, or even MS67 red RD by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC are highly desirable among collectors. For example, in recent auctions, 1987 Lincoln cents graded MS67 RD have sold for thousands of dollars. The MS67 RD is extremely rare for this date, especially with sharp details and full red color, free from carbon spots or abrasions. 2. Errors and varieties. Some 1987 pennies feature rare minting errors that can skyrocket their value. Here are a few to look for. Doubled die verse, DDO. Look for doubling in the inscriptions. In God We Trust, Liberty. Or the date. 1987. Off-center strike. If the coin was not properly centered during the strike, part of the design may be missing. The more dramatic the off-center error, the more valuable. Die cracks and cuds. These appear as raised lines or blobs on the coin and result from damage to the die during production. BIE error. This is a small die break that appears between the letters B and E in Liberty, forming what looks like an I. 3. Rarity and eye appeal. Even among coins of the same grade, eye appeal matters. A well-struck, blazing red coin with no spots or blemishes will fetch a higher premium than a dull or spotted example, even if they are the same grade. Market value and record sales. So, how much is a 1987 no mint mark Lincoln penny actually worth? Here's the breakdown. Circulated condition, good to very fine. These are usually only worth face value. 1 cent uncirculated condition. MS60 to MS64. These coins can range from $1 to $15 depending on eye appeal. High mint state, MS65 to MS66 values. Rise sharply here. Expect anywhere from $50 to $300. Top population, MS67 RD or higher. Now we're talking serious money. Coins in this condition are extremely rare and have sold for as high as $13,477 in private sales and auctions. Keep in mind that values can fluctuate depending on demand, registry sets, and auction competition. But there's no denying that the right 1987 no mint mark penny in pristine condition is a serious payday for lucky collectors. How to find one in your change? Now, you're probably asking, how can I find one of these valuable pennies? Well, the great news is, it's totally possible to find a 1987 no mint mark penny worth money right in your pocket change, especially if you know what to look for. Here are some tips. Check your change daily. Look closely at every penny, especially older ones. Use a loupe or magnifying glass. This helps spot doubling, die cracks, or other small errors. Sort by date. Pull out all your 1987 pennies and inspect them for color, luster, and potential errors. Store carefully. If you find a candidate in great condition, store it in a coin flip or holder to preserve its value. Get it graded. If your coin looks like it could be MS66 or MS67 with full red color, it may be worth submitting to PCGS or NGC for professional grading. The 1987 no mint mark Lincoln penny might not look like much at first glance, but under the right circumstances, this coin can be a golden opportunity for collectors and everyday finders alike. Whether it's a pristine MS67 RD beauty, a rare die variety, or an eye-catching minting error, This coin proves once again that the world of coin collecting is full of hidden treasures, sometimes in the most unexpected places. So next time you get change at the store, don't just toss it in a jar. Take a closer look. You could be holding a $13,477 copperclad jackpot in your hand. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1987 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you never miss another valuable coin video. Also, drop a comment below and let us know, have you ever found a valuable penny in your change? What's the rarest coin you've ever come across? Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy collecting, and may your pockets be full of hidden treasure. Welcome back, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most surprising and overlooked treasures in American coinage, the 1989 D-Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny coin. This humble little penny, often overlooked in change jars, has an incredible story, a fascinating background, and yes, it could be worth up to $11,277 if you're lucky enough to find the right one. So make sure you watch this video all the way through, because what looks like an ordinary penny could be a life-changing discovery. Let's get into it. First, let's talk about the history behind the 1989 Lincoln penny. This coin is part of the long-running Lincoln cent series, which began back in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. By 1989, the penny had undergone several changes, both in design details and in composition. From 1909 to 1958, the reverse side featured wheat stalks, known as the wheat penny. In 1959, that design was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial, celebrating Lincoln's legacy even further. The memorial design was still in use in 1989, so if you have a 1989 penny, you'll see Lincoln's profile on the obverse, the front, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Now, here's something most people don't realize. The 1989 Lincoln penny, like others from the 1980s, was made primarily from zinc coated with copper, rather than solid bronze as it had been in earlier decades. This change was made in 1982 due to rising copper prices. So a 1989 penny only has a thin copper coating, the core is zinc. That change in composition brought new challenges for the U.S. Mint. Errors, die issues, and planchet flaws became more common. And that's exactly why some 1989 D-Mint Mark pennies are now incredibly valuable. The D-Mint mark under the date means that this penny was minted in Denver. In 1989, the Denver Mint struck over 5.3 billion Lincoln pennies. That's right, billions. But don't let that number fool you. It's not about how many were made, it's about the rare errors and conditions that make certain coins stand out from the rest. Among those billions of coins, only a tiny handful have the qualities that drive collectors wild and command sky-high prices. So what makes a 1989 D penny worth $11,277? There are three main factors that can launch this coin into the stratosphere in terms of value: condition, rarity, and errors. Let's start with condition. If your 1989 D penny looks like it just came from the mint, you might be sitting on a gold mine. Coins that are graded MS67 or higher, that means mint state, virtually flawless under magnification, are incredibly rare for this year. Most coins circulated, got scratched up, and lost their luster. But a perfect or near-perfect specimen? That's a treasure. The highest recorded auction sale for a 1989 D Lincoln cent in such pristine condition fetched an astonishing $11,277. That kind of money for a penny? That's right, it's all about condition. Next up, rarity and special errors. Some 1989 D pennies feature striking mistakes, and these are where the big money lies. One of the most valuable types is the off-center strike, where part of the coin's design is missing or misaligned. Others include double dies, where the image looks slightly double due to a die misalignment, and broad strikes, where the coin was struck outside the collar, leading to a stretched and unusual shape. These error coins are extremely scarce and highly sought after by collectors. One of the most incredible finds in the 1989 D series was a coin with a dramatic die clash error, where the coin dies hit each other without a planchet between them, leaving a ghost-like image of Lincoln's head on the reverse or parts of the memorial on the obverse. Another major error includes coins struck on the wrong planchet, like a dime planchet, making the coin appear thinner, lighter, and missing design elements. A bizarre and extremely rare mistake that can command a huge premium. Now, let's talk current market value. A circulated 1989 D penny is usually worth just face value, 1 cent. But if you have one in brilliant uncirculated condition, or better yet, certified as MS66 or MS67 by PCGS or NGC, you're looking at serious value. Mid-grade uncirculated examples can sell from $50 to $300, depending on the quality. Higher-end, top-graded specimens in auctions can easily pass the $5,000 mark and, as we said earlier, some have sold for up to $11,277. Collectors today are willing to pay top dollar for well-preserved examples, especially if they have full red luster, known in the coin world as full red designation, and no visible contact marks. Grading is everything, so if you think you might have a gem, get that penny professionally graded. So how can you find a valuable 1989 D penny? Here's what you should do. Check your change. You'd be shocked how many people overlook older coins. Use a magnifying glass. Look for doubling, unusual shapes, or off-center strikes. Check the color and shine. A red, uncirculated coin could be extremely valuable. Weigh your penny. A normal 1989 D penny weighs about 2.5 grams. If it's lighter or heavier, it could be an error coin struck on the wrong planchet. Consult a coin expert. If it looks unusual or flawless, send it in for grading. And remember, not all valuable coins are old. The 1989 D penny is a perfect example of how modern coins, even those that seem common, can hold incredible hidden value. With just a little attention, patience, and knowledge, you could uncover a coin that turns a single cent into a life-changing jackpot. If you learned something new today, or if you're now inspired to start checking your pocket change, smash that like button, subscribe for more rare coin discoveries, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss our next video on valuable coins you might already own. Have you found a rare 1989 D penny? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your story. Thanks for watching, and remember, every penny counts, especially when it's worth $11,277. Stay curious, stay collecting, and we'll see you in the next video. Welcome back to our channel, where today we uncover the surprising stories behind the coins you may be carrying around in your pocket right now. And in this video, we're diving deep into a modern yet shockingly valuable coin, the 2013 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny coin, which is currently valued by collectors and experts at a jaw-dropping $9,999 in rare conditions. That's right, a coin minted just over a decade ago and originally worth just 1 cent could now be worth thousands of dollars. So grab your coin jars, magnifying glasses, and let's take a deep dive into the value, history, rarity, and why this specific penny has turned into a numismatic treasure. First, let's talk about the origin and history of the 2013 Lincoln cent. Like every other penny produced since 1909, it features the profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, or front side. Designed by Victor David Brenner, Lincoln's portrait was introduced to commemorate his 100th birthday, and it has remained on the coin for over a century, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. The reverse side of the 2013 penny features the Union Shield design created by Lyndall Bass, which was first introduced in 2010 to represent Lincoln's preservation of the United States as a single union during the Civil War. The shield contains 13 vertical stripes bound together under a horizontal bar inscribed with the word 1 cent. This design replaced the previous Lincoln Memorial reverse that ran from 1959 to 2008. Now, here's what makes the 2013 no-mint mark Lincoln penny so incredibly special and valuable. While the Philadelphia Mint typically places no mint mark on coins, the rarity here is not due to the missing mint mark itself. Rather, it lies in a series of errors, varieties, and pristine conditions that certain 2013 pennies possess. Some of these coins were struck using doubled dies, misaligned dies, or have off-center strikes, which are highly sought after by collectors. Additionally, coins with dramatic red luster, full original shine, and grades of MS67 or higher are considered condition rarities, making them highly valuable despite being relatively modern. But it doesn't stop there. Experts have found that certain 2013 no-mint mark pennies were struck with exceptional clarity, dye-polish lines, or even unusual planchet conditions, which elevate their collectible value to extreme heights. These features often go unnoticed by the average person, which is why a regular-looking 2013 penny in your change might actually be a hidden jackpot worth thousands. Auction houses and professional coin grading services like PCGS and NGC have authenticated and sold pristine examples of the 2013 penny for record-setting prices, with some fetching between $3,000 to $9,999, depending on the grade, eye appeal, and rarity of the error. Let's take a closer look at the market history and current value trends. While billions of 2013 Lincoln cents were minted by the Philadelphia Mint, only a fraction have survived in mint state red condition. Coins that have been preserved in untouched rolls, uncirculated mint sets, or that have been carefully handled and professionally graded are the ones that break into high-value territory. As of 2025, coin grading reports have shown that 2013 Lincoln cents graded MS68 red by PCGS can command prices between $4,000 to $6,500, and some ultra-premium examples with near-perfect surfaces and eye appeal have crossed the $9,999 mark in private sales and auctions. That's an incredible return on a coin that cost just 1 cent to obtain. Now you may be wondering, how can I tell if my 2013 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is valuable? Great question. First, check the coin under a magnifying glass or microscope. Look for any signs of doubling, especially in the inscriptions such as, "In God We Trust, Liberty," or the date itself. Next, examine the coin for any misalignment, off-center strike, die cracks, cuds, or unusual lines or dents. Then, assess the color and surface condition. If it still has bright red luster and no visible scratches or wear, it may qualify for a high mint state grade. If your coin looks flawless or nearly perfect, it is worth submitting it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication and encapsulation. Their certified grade can greatly boost the value and resale potential of your coin. Let's now talk about some real-world examples of these coins selling for thousands. In recent years, collectors have paid up to $9,999 for top-grade 2013 Lincoln cents without mint marks. In one specific case, a 2013 no-mint mark penny graded MS68 red by PCGS sold for nearly $10,000 due to its perfect strike, radiant red luster, and total lack of marks or flaws. Another coin, although graded slightly lower at MS67 plus red, brought in over $6,000 at a coin show auction because of its rare error and immaculate presentation. These coins are increasingly in demand because finding a modern coin in such perfect condition is becoming more difficult as circulation and time take their toll. So what's the current market value of the 2013 no-mint mark Lincoln penny in 2025? According to expert appraisals and auction records, common circulated examples without errors may still only be worth face value or a few cents. However, a pristine, uncirculated, mint state red coin with no blemishes can range from $500 to $3,000, depending on the exact grade. Rare errors and condition rarities in MS68 or higher condition can command between $6,000 and $9,999, especially if verified by PCGS or NGC. In conclusion, the 2013 no-mint mark Lincoln penny proves that even modern coins can carry extraordinary value. All it takes is the right combination of rarity, condition, and timing. If you've got a 2013 penny sitting around, now is the time to examine it closely. Who knows? You might be holding on to a coin that could change your financial life. From a simple copper-plated zinc cent to a potential 5-figure payday, the 2013 Lincoln penny is a perfect example of how hidden treasures can still be found in everyday change. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed learning about this rare and valuable coin, Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more content on valuable coins, rare finds, and money-making discoveries. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss a chance to find out which coins could make you rich. Drop a comment below and let us know if you found any 2013 pennies worth checking out. We'd love to hear your stories. Until next time, keep hunting, keep collecting, and remember, the next coin in your pocket might be worth a fortune. Hello coin collectors, treasure hunters, and history lovers. Welcome back to the channel where we uncover the hidden gems hiding in plain sight, inside your pocket change. If you've ever looked at a simple penny and thought it wasn't worth much, think again. Because today, we are diving deep into the story of the 2016 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny coin, a modern-day copper treasure that has shocked collectors by selling for a jaw-dropping $6,388. That's right, one small coin that you might overlook every single day could actually be worth a fortune. So, don't go anywhere. Stay tuned as we break down the history, the value, and exactly what makes this 2016 Lincoln penny so valuable, and why collectors are willing to pay thousands for it. Grab your magnifying glass because this is one video you don't want to miss. Let's start with the background history. The 2016 Lincoln penny continues the legacy of one of the most iconic coins in American history. First introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, the Lincoln 1-cent coin has remained in production for over a century. While the design has evolved over time, from the wheat reverse, 1909 to 1958, to the Lincoln Memorial, 1959 to 2008, and now the shield reverse introduced in 2010, its significance remains powerful. In 2016, the penny featured the Union Shield design on the reverse and Lincoln's familiar bust on the obverse. The 2016 penny was struck at multiple mints including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Now, here's where it gets important. Coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint do not carry a mint mark, which is why the 2016 no-mint mark penny is actually from Philly. Most of the time, these coins are quite common and only worth face value, but not always. So why is this seemingly ordinary 2016 penny worth so much money? Let's talk about errors and rare varieties. Most of the time, coins become valuable due to errors during the minting process, or because of exceptional condition, also known as high-grade examples. In the case of the 2016 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, some coins were discovered with incredible mint errors, such as off-center strikes double die obverse, DDO, where the design elements like "In God We Trust" or "Liberty" show clear doubling under magnification. Die cracks or cuds, visible raised lines or blobs on the surface caused by damage to the die, and even transitional planchet errors, where the coin is struck on a different metal than intended. These errors are rare, and when authenticated by grading companies like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company, they can drastically increase the coin's value. But there's another factor that makes some 2016 pennies skyrocket in value: the coin's condition. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, called the Sheldon scale. A coin graded MS60 or higher is considered mint state, meaning it hasn't seen circulation. The highest quality coins, graded MS67, MS68, or even MS69, are extremely rare and valuable, especially if they're modern coins like the 2016 penny. In fact, one 2016 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny graded MS69 read by PCGS sold at auction for $6,388. That's not just pocket change, that's a full vacation, a down payment on a car, or a college tuition payment, all from one little penny. Now you may be wondering, what makes a 2016 penny red and why does it matter? Great question. Copper coins naturally darken and change color over time. When a penny is freshly struck and maintains its original reddish-orange luster, it's designated as red RD. Coins that have slightly darkened are called red-brown RB, and fully dark coins are brown BN. Collectors value red coins the most, especially when they're in pristine condition. So, what should you be looking for? Here are a few tips to help you check your own 2016 no-mint mark pennies. Look for doubling. use a magnifying glass or coin loupe and examine the words "Liberty in God We Trust" and the date 2016. For any signs of doubling, check the reverse design. The Union shield should have crisp, even details. Any signs of doubling or misalignment may be worth grading. Check for off-center strikes. If the coin design is not centered properly, especially if it's off by 10% or more, it could be rare. Preserve the condition. If you think your coin is valuable, don't clean it. Cleaning coins can reduce their value drastically. Place it in a protective holder and consider getting it graded professionally. Still not convinced that a modern penny could be worth so much? Let's take a quick look at actual auction records. PCGS auction record 2016 1C Lincoln Shield cent, no mint mark, MS69RD, sold $4.6, 388. Other 2016 pennies with strong DDO or DDR errors have sold for $150 to over $1,000 depending on the grade and rarity. This proves that even recent coins can be major wins if you know what to look for. So, the next time you get change at the store, or dig into your piggy bank, don't ignore those shiny 2016 pennies. You could be holding a small fortune in your hand. Coin collecting isn't just about old coins from the 1800s or rare silver dollars. Even a modern 2016 Lincoln cent, with no mint mark, could be worth thousands if it has the right error or is in flawless condition. Before we wrap up, here are a few final pro tips. Always check coins under good lighting. Store coins in soft, acid-free holders. Use gloves when handling high-quality or uncirculated coins. Stay up to date with auction sites like Heritage Auctions and eBay for the latest market trends. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this video helpful or exciting, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and click that bell icon so you never miss out on more valuable coin discoveries. Let us know in the comments, have you ever found a rare error coin in your change? Or do you have a 2016 penny that you're going to take a closer look at now? Until next time, happy hunting, and remember, sometimes the smallest treasures are worth the most. Welcome back to the channel, fellow coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most surprising modern coins that has captured the attention of numismatists and investors alike. Yes, we're talking about the 2019 D-Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny coin, a coin that, at first glance, might seem ordinary, but could actually be worth as much as $3,388. That's right, a single penny from just a few years ago, now worth thousands of dollars. So how is that even possible? What makes this coin so special? And what should you be looking for in your pocket change or coin rolls? Stick around, because in this video we'll uncover the full story behind the 2019 D Lincoln penny, its hidden value, rare error varieties, and how one coin skyrocketed in worth. Let's get started. The background of the Lincoln cent series. Before we zoom in on the 2019 D penny, let's rewind and briefly talk about the Lincoln cent series as a whole. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it marked the first time a U.S. coin featured the image of a real historical figure. Over the years, this beloved 1-cent coin has undergone a few design changes, from the wheat reverse, 1909 to 1958, to the Lincoln Memorial, 1959 to 2008, and then the modern shield reverse, which started in 2010. Fast forward to 2019. By now, the Lincoln penny had become a staple of American currency. But even though billions of these coins were produced, not all of them are created equal. The 2019 D-Mint Lincoln penny overview. Now let's talk specifically about the 2019 D-Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent coin. This coin was minted at the Denver Mint, denoted by the small d under the date on the obverse front side. According to official U.S. Mint records, over 3.4 billion of these pennies were struck in 2019 at the Denver facility. That's a staggering number, which leads most people to believe these coins are common and not worth anything more than face value. But that's where things get interesting. Despite the huge mintage, some 2019 D pennies stand out due to rare errors, high-grade conditions, and die varieties. It's these special characteristics that can turn a common penny into one worth hundreds, or even thousands of dollars. What makes the 2019 D penny valuable? Let's break down what makes a 2019 D penny potentially worth $3,388 or more. Point 1. High grade condition, MS67 or higher. Many 2019 D pennies were released into circulation, meaning they got scratched, dinged, and worn over time. However, a small percentage were preserved in pristine condition, often straight from U.S. Mint rolls or sets. Coins graded MS67 or higher by PCGS or NGC are extremely rare. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin becomes. A flawless surface, bright luster, sharp strike, and no contact marks are what collectors want. One such coin graded MS67 red sold at auction for $3,388. Making it one of the most valuable modern pennies on the market today. Point 2. Die errors and varieties. Another reason why some 2019 D pennies command high prices is due to mint errors. Some examples include double die obverse DDO. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin has a duplicated image, making parts of the design, especially the date or liberty, appear doubled. Off center strike. A noticeable misalignment where part of the design is missing. BIE error, a die crack between the letters B and E in Liberty that looks like an I. Cut errors and die breaks. Raised blobs or unusual shapes due to a damaged die. These errors are rare and often go unnoticed by the public, but for collectors, they're gold. Point 3. Small production anomalies, even subtle differences in die alignment or polish marks can make one 2019 D penny more desirable than another. Some errors were made during the minting process and escaped detection, adding to the mystique and rarity. How to find a valuable 2019 D penny? So, how can you find one of these high-value 2019 D Lincoln pennies? Here's what to do. 1. Check your pocket change. Start by looking through your everyday change. Look closely at the date and see if there's a D mint mark under the year. If there is, set it aside. Point 2. Examine with a magnifying glass. Use a 10x or 20x magnifier to inspect for doubling in the letters or numbers, raised lumps, or anything that looks out of place. Most valuable errors are visible with close inspection. Point 3. Look for red uncirculated coins. Red pennies that have not toned or oxidized over time are the most desirable and high-grade collections. If your coin has a bright, original mint red color and no scratches or damage, it could be worth grading. Point 4. Buy and search mint rolls. Search unopened bank rolls or mint sets for uncirculated 2019 D pennies. You could be the first person to discover a hidden gem. If you think you've found a 2019 D penny in excellent condition or with a possible error, consider getting it professionally graded. Companies like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company, are trusted in the industry and can officially certify your coin's condition and authenticity. Once graded, you can auction your coin on platforms like Heritage Auctions, Great Collections, or eBay, where collectors are willing to pay a premium for rare finds. Imagine turning a 1-cent coin into thousands of dollars, just by paying attention to the details. Let's talk about that specific sale again. The 2019 D Lincoln cent that fetched $3,388. This coin was graded MS67 red by PCGS and featured flawless surfaces, perfect luster, and sharp details. The rarity of finding such a high-grade modern penny is what drove collectors into a bidding war. Since then, several more have sold for $500 to $2,000, depending on condition and error type. These aren't one in a billion coins. They're rare, but not impossible to find. That's what makes them exciting. So there you have it, the full story behind the 2019 D Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny coin. From its massive mintage to its rare gems hiding in plain sight, this modern penny proves that treasure still exists in everyday places. Whether you're a serious collector, a curious beginner, or someone who just loves the thrill of the hunt, always keep your eyes open. Because the next coin you find might just be worth $3,388, or even more. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible coin stories, values, and guides. Hit the bell so you never miss a video, because who knows what's hiding in your change. Thanks for watching, and happy coin hunting!